Morning students. In last class we have discussed about the various properties of the Laplace and inverse Laplace transformations and studied some special type of integrals and solved the integrals with the help of Laplace and the inverse Laplace transformations. Now today we will discuss to find the inverse Laplace transformation of some special type of functions. If a function is written in the form, if a function fp is written in the form of fp upon gp, where fp and gp are the polynomials of p and the degree of fp is less than the degree of gp. That is, if the function fp is in a fractional form where fp and gp are the polynomials of p, then the denominator function gp can be factorized linearly and sum of the linear factor may be repeated. gp can be factorized linearly and sum of the factor may be repeated. Then to find the inverse Laplace transformation of such function, we can use the well-known partial fraction method. With the help of partial fraction method, first we factorize fp upon gp in linear factors and then we use the formula to find the inverse Laplace transformation of such functions. This is well-known function. Now, one of the important formula to find the inverse Laplace transformation or the short trick method to find the inverse Laplace transformation is known as one of the most important expansion formula or short trick method formula is known as the Heaviside expansion formula. With the help of the Heaviside expansion formula, we can find the values of the inverse Laplace transformation of a function fp. The formula or the expansion formula to find the inverse Laplace transformation of such functions is that fp and gp, the polynomials in p, where fp has degree less than gp. Suppose that gp has n distinct zeros. We have to suppose that gp, the denominator function of p, gp, has n distinct zeros alpha r, where the values of r are from 1 to n. Then the inverse Laplace transformation of fp upon gp. Then the inverse Laplace transformation of fp and fp upon gp is with respect to x is equals to summation from r is equals to 1 to n of alpha f of alpha r upon g of alpha r into e raised to alpha r x. This is the well-known Heaviside expansion formula. Now, in order to prove this formula, since the denominator function gp has n distinct zeros, so gp can be written in this form. If alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha r or alpha n, the values of r are from 1 to n, are the zeros of this function, then gp can be written as p minus alpha 1 in terms of these zeros, then gp can be written in this form p minus alpha 1 into p minus alpha 2 into p minus alpha r into p minus alpha n. So by the method of partial fraction, fp upon gp can be written as a1 upon p minus alpha 1 plus a2 upon p minus alpha 2 plus ar upon p minus alpha r plus an upon p minus alpha n. Now to find the values of these constants a1, a2, an, in order to find the values of the constants a1, a2, ar and an, so to find these values of the constants, if we multiply this by p minus alpha r and taking the limit as p tends to alpha r, we get the value of the constant ar is equals to limit p tends to alpha r, p minus alpha r into fp upon gp. If we multiply this one, if we take this one as equation 1, if we multiply this one by p minus alpha r and take the limit p tends to alpha r, then all the values are 0 except the values with the coefficient ar. So the value of ar can be calculated from this one as limit p tends to alpha r, p minus alpha r into fp upon gp. Or we can write it as, if we put the value of alpha r at fp, so f of alpha r limit p tends to alpha r into p minus alpha r upon gp. Since f of alpha r is taken outside this one, so we find the values of this one as this one. Now the limit of p tends to alpha r of p minus alpha r upon gp is in the form of 0 by 0 indeterminate form. So to find the value of this limit, we use the well known L'Hospital rule. So we get this one as f of alpha r. By L'Hospital rule, we differentiate the upper and the lower functions. We get this one as 1 upon z dash p. So this is equals to f of alpha r, limit p tends to alpha r into 1 upon g dash p. And finally, putting the value of f of alpha r, g dash p with p tends to alpha r, we get ar is equals to f of alpha r upon g dash alpha r. So we find the values of all these constants ar. So we get the values of ar as f of alpha r upon g dash alpha r. So putting the values of ar from 2 into 1, we get fp upon gp is equals to, we get fp upon gp is equals to 1 upon p minus alpha 1 into f of alpha 1 upon z dash alpha 1 plus f of alpha 2 upon z dash alpha 2 into 1 upon p minus alpha 2 plus 1 upon p minus alpha r, f of alpha r upon z dash alpha r plus so on 1 upon p minus alpha n, f of alpha n upon z dash alpha n. So by taking the inverse Laplace transformation of this one, inverse Laplace transformation of f upon gp with respect to x, this is equals to, since f of alpha 1 upon z dash of alpha 1 is constant with respect to p, so inverse Laplace transformation is on inverse Laplace transformation of 1 upon p minus alpha 1 with respect to x and all these some values. And finally, finding the inverse Laplace transformation of these functions 1 upon p minus alpha 1 with respect to x, we know that this is the inverse Laplace transformation of 1 upon p minus a, and 1 upon p minus a is the inverse Laplace transformation of the function e raised to alpha rx. So the inverse Laplace transformation of 1 upon p minus alpha 1 is e raised to alpha 1x, and similarly the inverse Laplace transformation of 1 upon p minus alpha r can be written as e raised to alpha rx. So putting these inverse Laplace transformation in this result, we get f of alpha 1 upon g dash alpha 1 e raised to alpha 1x plus f of alpha 2 upon g dash alpha 2 into e raised to alpha 2x and so on, f of alpha n upon g dash alpha n e raised to alpha nx. And in this one can be written in the summation form is equals to summation r is equals to 1 to n f of alpha r upon g dash of alpha r e raised to alpha r x, which is the required inverse Laplace transformation of the function. We change here. This value is g dash alpha r. So we can use the Heaviside expansion formula for the functions which can be written as fp upon gp. Instead of by the method of partial fraction method. Sometimes it is difficult, but this short trick can be used to find the inverse Laplace transformation of such functions. This method is for the different and distinct zeros of the function gp. If some zeros or some values of p, some zeros are repeated, and some are others are distinct, then we will use the another formula for the Heaviside expansion formula. We will discuss this formula next time and some problems based upon these formulas next time. Thank you very much.